Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lubna and today's video is going to be on how to truly be confident. Now I want to start by saying that confidence isn't something that you get overnight. It's something that takes time and you will get there if you don't feel or if you're not as confident at the moment. I promise you I will try and help you as best as I can, and I hope this video does benefit you and helps you to be more confident. So point number one is so important. That's why I put it as point number one. It's self-love, self-acceptance and understanding. Now what do I mean by that and why have I put that in the confidence video? And well, I've put it in because it is so important. Like I said, if you don't love yourself and you don't accept who you are, you're just going to feel insecure and you're not going to be happy with who you are, and that's not confidence. So self-love and understanding who you are and taking the time to do so and accepting who you are, including your flaws that you may feel that you have, every single aspect of you unapologetically, you just love yourself and you accept who you are, and you've got to give that to yourself. And if you don't, then you're going to look elsewhere for that, and nobody is going to be able to give you that self-love and confidence and understanding and acceptance the way you can give it to yourself and to the extent that you can give it to yourself. You don't need external factors to validate you or to accept you or to love you, because those things and those people or circumstances, none of that can give you what you can give to yourself. And if you don't love yourself, if you don't accept yourself or take the time to understand yourself, how can you expect others to do that? Or how can you think that you're going to get that from other people? It starts in here. It starts with you. Do take the time to love yourself. And you've got, why wouldn't you want to love yourself? Honestly, you're such an amazing human being, whether you think it or not. You are, and you have so much value and you're so significant on this earth. Please believe it and love yourself. Accept who you are. If that means taking time out for yourself every day, or whenever you can, to just focus on you and learn about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, things like that, then do that, because literally self-confidence, self-love and acceptance is something that it is the base, it's the foundation of confidence, and without that you really can't be confident. Once you are able to love yourself and accept who you are and really understand yourself, you're going to realize your value, and you're going to put boundaries in place so that people treat you the way you deserve to be treated. You're not going to accept anything less than the best, because on this channel we don't accept anything less than the best for ourselves, okay? You're a king and you're a queen. Believe it and start treating yourself like one, because the way you treat yourself is the way others will treat you. And if people see that you're not looking after yourself, or you don't care about yourself, and you're just feeling really insecure, then that's how people are going to treat you. People are going to reciprocate those things to you, and then you're going to feel it even more. You're just going to go in a little rabbit hole of despair and self-doubt and worry, and I promise you, you don't need to do that. You are enough, and your self-love and your self-acceptance and understanding is more than you need. You literally need nothing else than that. That is something so important, and you don't need it from anybody else. So trust me, once you have those things, you can, like I said, put those boundaries in place. Treat yourself the way you deserve to be treated, and thus other people will do so, because you're setting that example. And you're going to be able to be content with yourself, more happy with yourself, and honour yourself and the things you like and the things you don't like, and you're going to be able to say no to things and say yes to things that you want to or you don't want, and you're going to be able to make better decisions for yourself as a result. Because let's say you don't want to go somewhere, but you go anyway. You don't really want to rock the boat, and you're too scared to say anything, so you just go to somewhere you don't really want to go, you're not comfortable going to. Once you value yourself and you really love yourself and put yourself first and your boundaries and what you want for yourself first, you're not going to go, and you'll be able to be confident enough to say, I don't want to go, I'm not going, and be able to be okay with that, because that decision is coming from you and you only, and you're honouring yourself, and thus you'll feel more content and happy and more confident, because you're doing what's best for you. And that's what I also want to say. Putting yourself first and doing what's best for you is so important as well. And I'm not saying be selfish or ignore everybody else and their needs and wants, but not prioritising anybody else or anybody's needs and things like that above your own, because if you do that, you know you're dishonoring yourself. You feel that ick, you feel that, oh, I shouldn't have done that, I should have said that. You know what I mean? You don't want to feel like that. You want to be really like, you know what, I'm glad I did this, I'm happy I did this, because I was doing what was best for me, and that is so, so important. So moving on to point number 2 in confidence is faking it till you make it. Now you've probably already heard of this, so I don't want to dwell on it too much, but it really does help. Like, for example, times in my life, like high school for example, when I was growing up and blossoming into this lady that I am, but like, you know, when I was growing up, I used to fake it till I made it. Like, a lot of people would consider me, and I consider myself as a confident person, you know. It doesn't mean that I don't ever not feel confident. Like, I do feel insecure sometimes. I don't feel as confident all the time, and that's okay, that's normal, and I'm sure you feel the same too. But, you know, like, people may think, oh, I wouldn't ever think you're insecure because you do this, you do that, you know, you're so out there and you're so yourself. That's why I want to stress point number 1 so much, because once you love and accept who you are, you're literally yourself unapologetically, and that's literally the best thing you can do for yourself. And that's like something that literally radiates confidence and allows you to really embody confidence by doing that. So, you know, even if you have to fake it till you make it, or act confident, or act like you're living your best life and you're happy, even if you feel you're not, or whatever, you will get there. And what you tell yourself, you will believe, and eventually that fake confidence will turn into real confidence. So you can do it, I promise you will get there. Point number 3 is something that's also so important, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on, like, you know, in depth on this point, but I'm going to go over it, you know, briefly for this video, and that's surrounding yourself with supportive, positive and happy people. Because if you're surrounded by negative people, or people that are always horrible or sad and don't do anything, they're just wallowing in despair, and they're just like feeling sorry for themselves, and they're just negative, or let's say you do something and they've got something negative to say, they've always got something to say, or you feel that you can't speak to them or do anything around them because they're going to say something, or they're going to give you the evil eye. You know, people that just aren't positive, and you know, you just feel so drained after it, and there's literally no point like doing that to yourself. And I'm not saying get rid of these people entirely, you know, in terms of like people who are sad and upset. Like, obviously be there for people, support people. Don't burn yourself being a match for others. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you're constantly there for other people, and you know, you're shining your light and being the light for everybody else, and they can't be the light for you, and I'm not saying like you do things only for other people to do things for you as well. I mean, like, if they're not reciprocating the positive behavior that you give to them, and they're just, you know, adding more negativity than positivity to your life, or you go away from a meeting or a gathering, or you know, a day with them, and you just feel drained and sad and just a bit crappy about yourself and your life, then honey, you need to let them go, because they're not worth it. And you'll find people that are so much better and so much happier for you and things that you do. And I mean this especially in terms of support. Like, if you don't have a supportive circle, let's say you're doing something that you love, you might be, I don't know, writing a book, painting, promoting cars, or I don't know, making a podcast, and they're just really unsupportive, they don't share your posts, they don't care about it, they're just alright, yeah, whatever, or they're just alright, you're doing that, or let's see how long that lasts. So, you know, they've always got something mean or rude to say, or they're just not supportive, and you know that, you know, it irritates them that you're doing something for yourself. Those kind of people you really want to stay away from, because what they're projecting their insecurities and their lack of, you know, happiness and content, you know, about their own lives and what they're doing onto you, and then you're going to internalize that and start believing that crap that they tell you or they say. You're going to think, oh, my life must be sad, their life's like this, and they say this, and they're picking out this and this about their lives, and what's going on with them, what about my life? Then you're going to start overanalyzing things, and it's just literally, you're going to go down another rabbit hole, and honey, it ain't worth it. So literally just avoid those people. And I'm going to do a video on like friends and people around you, and you know, how to tell the difference and what you can do about it in another video, so stay tuned for that. But what I want to say on this, in terms of confidence, is that when you are like surrounded by those, you know, negative, horrible people, people that just aren't doing any good for you. And I don't mean that in a like, again, I don't mean that in like, oh, they need to be doing things for me. I mean, you come away from them feeling negative, like I said, and just a bit crappy. You need to let them go, because you're going to internalize that, like I said. You know, it's going to make you feel more insecure. You're going to feel a bit like dimmed. Your light is going to feel dimmed, and you don't want to feel that. You know, you want to shine bright. You know, you don't want anybody to dull your sparkle, love. We're not going to allow anybody to dull our sparkle either. So if that's what they're doing, you know, let them go, because they're going to make you feel crappy. And when you feel crappy and insecure, and you know, people around you are just making you feel not the best, you're not going to feel the best, and thus you're not going to be confident. So if you want to be confident, you've got to get rid of those dead ends and those rotting, decaying branches in your life, honey. And something I want to add to that third point about surrounding yourself with like more positive and supportive people is, you know, something that can help you, you know, in terms of letting go of those people, is a quote that I think Tyrese said ages ago in one of his lives, like when I was like 13 or something. Like, you know, it really stuck with me. And that is, some people are only in your life for a season, and you need to realise when that season is up. And that really stuck with me. That was something I was like, oh my gosh, wow, yes, I should get rid of those crappy friends and those crappy negative people from my life, because literally they've, you know, we've had some laughs, we've had a great time, but things are just rotting away now when things are getting negative and they're not positive, and it's not a happy place, and they're not going to change, and it is what it is. I hope that quote resonated with you and maybe your life too, and really makes you think, well, maybe there is people that aren't the best, and I should, you know, think about changing the people in my life so that I can be happier. So yeah, I thought I'd add that in there. Point number 4 is to take pride in your appearance, because when you look good, you feel good. And I don't mean going out in a full face of makeup or getting a fresh trim every week or every day, or I don't know, every couple of days. I don't know how fast your hair grows, but you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't mean like making sure you look presentable and sophisticated and like perfect 24/7 or as soon as you leave the house. Like, no, of course not. It literally could be as simple as washing your face, brushing your hair and putting it up in a bobble, or wearing an outfit that makes you feel confident, you know, makes you feel good about yourself, makes you feel confident, something that fits right, something that makes you look good. Because when you know you look good, you feel good. And we're like, I look good in that, I feel confident, and you know, you feel bad. You know, when you feel like, oh, this is happening, or this doesn't fit right, or this is just a bit, oh, I don't like this. You don't feel very comfortable going out, or you know, when you are out in that, you don't feel as confident. That unsettled, insecure energy is reflected to your surroundings, and people can pick up on that. So take pride in what you wear, and take pride in your appearance. And you know, it literally can be something as simple as washing your face, wearing moisturizer and brushing your hair. It could be like making sure you're all dressed up when you go out, you know, wherever that may be. And literally there's no right or wrong. It's literally whatever makes you feel confident and comfortable. Like, this is about you and your journey, not about anybody else. And if other people have anything to say on it, literally like pay them no mind, because you're doing it for you, you're not doing it for other people. And remember, part of being confident is not caring what other people think or needing their acceptance or their approval. You've got your own approval, and that's what matters. Take pride in your appearance and take care of yourself as well. I'm not saying you've got to look like this or you've got to do this and wear this. Not at all. Literally do what you're comfortable with, and do something, even if it's going to lift your mood a little bit and make you feel a little bit more confident. Literally, you can literally do something as simple as that. Like, this is not something where there's like a scale of what you have to do, what you can't do. It's literally down to you as an individual and what makes you comfortable, and thus what makes you feel more confident. And adding to that, and looking and feeling good, smelling good. When you know you smell good, and you're in your perfume or your cologne or whatever, you know, you feel so much better because you're like, I smell good, I feel good. You know, scents just make you feel a certain way. My last and final point is positive self-talk. The way you speak to yourself heavily impacts your confidence. I want you to speak to yourself with words of kindness and love and positivity, not negatively, because that's not going to help you feel confident. Positive words only, please. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment and subscribe.